In this video, we're going to finish out the project by adding some text. And you notice that I've moved around my photos just a little bit. It's okay if your project doesn't look exactly like the book, or it doesn't look exactly like my project. Well, you have a little bit of wiggle room there. That's okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and select the text tool in the tool bar. And you're going to notice that the Properties panel has changed to the Text tool. So that's constantly changing depending on if you have selected something, an object on the stage, or if you just have nothing selected, or if you have a tool selected. Okay, in the CS6 version of the software, I actually have a couple of choices. This TLF text, I believe, is gone from the Creative Cloud version. We're looking for classic text as our selection, and static text if you're in an earlier version of Flash. There's a couple of things that you'll notice in here. We can get to the character and the paragraph information. And again, anything with numbers in it that's underlined, okay, with in blue, then you can click and drag those numbers around, okay. All right, I would like to put some text on the stage, but I need actually an empty spot to do that, or its own layer. So I'm going to go down to the very bottom of the layer panel and click on this button that says New Layer. If you hover over it, it looks like a little sticky note. Okay. Then I want to put a keyframe in this last frame. I'm going to do something tricky here. Right click, insert keyframe, and that's a starter point. Okay, if I were to put anything on the stage without this little placeholder here, then it would put the item here at the beginning and it would fill in these frames as having something on the stage. So as it is, I don't want my text to come in until later. And you'll notice that the cursor has changed to a little bar. I don't know if you can see that or not. And I want to go in a blank spot and click and drag, okay, because that will make it so that I have a text box that has a width to it. And I can make the width of it a little bit longer by hovering over the end and dragging it out. This is the width of the text box. Now I can't make it as long as I want. Just typing in will do that. So I'm going to choose a typeface. Well, actually I like marker felt. I'm going to do something different than what's in our book because I like this typeface a little better. You want something bold, especially if you're going to be putting it over some pictures. You want to be careful about putting text over pictures because it can get kind of confusing. All right, welcome to Coney EY Island. Wish you were here. If I can spell it correctly, that would be great. Okay, I've got it in yellow here, and what I want to do so I can see this, I'm going to go ahead and click on my selection tool. Now I still have my text selected and I can move it around, and you'll notice that it has a blue bounding box, okay, with little corners here. And anything you select is going to have a bounding box to it. It extends as large as the item actually is. Okay, so I can move it in and out so that it's shorter or longer, and you'll notice that the text fills it in. Well, still having this selected, I don't necessarily have to go back to my text tool and select to change the character or the paragraph. I actually have a few options and something to link to. There's some dynamics there, but Let's see, we have also a type style. So I want it to be wide so that I can see it really well. And in the color, I'm going to choose a lighter color. For me, I like it that way. And I want it to be bigger and bold. Okay, I'm going off the stage here, so I need to place this back over in this manner. Maybe it needs to be bright yellow. Let's see what that looks like. Well, okay, that's a little bit better. We really need to be able to see it over the pictures. And I'm going to make it, again, a little bit bigger so that it's more readable over my picture. Okay, to play this back, now this is just going to be on the stage for a second. Oh, where did I put this? Guess what? It's not in where I expected it to be. If I click on my text, guess what? It's also on the same layer as my photo. So I'm going to edit that. I'm going to cut that from the stage and select my frame, my keyframe, and then paste it in there. Paste in place means it puts it right in the exact same spot as I had it. Now I want to extend how much time all of this is on the stage, because right now it's just in one little frame, and that's not necessarily a good thing. So way over here, to add another second or so, I'm going to click and drag these frames right here and extend my time by inserting frame. We can do that all at once. You can see it's extended that. So now my pictures come in, and then lastly my text here. Okay, I don't like that quite in that location because I can't read the welcome. We have light on light. It kind of tends to disappear. There's a lot of stuff going on in this picture. So watch it. As a designer, we have to think about those things. How readable is it? There are other things that we can do to this to make it more readable, but there we go. Now, if we want to play this back in our timeline, we actually need to have the scrubber bar at the home. And so you can press the home key or pull this back all the way to 0. In the control drop-down menu, we can play it right here. Okay, you can also press the space bar key to get things going again. Or you can test your movie. If we go to the control, test movie, and I choose test, well, there's a key command here as well, command and return at the same time. Then I'll run it in Adobe Flash Player. You need to have the latest, greatest Flash player, so you may have to download that. And it goes in a loop. So this is just a little test. And that's our project. Welcome to Coney Island.